Hello everyone and welcome to the Chris Chan Weekly Update. I'm going to start this video off with a real treat. We are going to watch a video, or part of a video, from IGN in which they interview James Marsden, who is in the most recent Sonic the Hedgehog movie. Let's check out a clip from that now.
Based on your newfound friendship, I have just some rapid-fire true or false questions for you. So just answer true or false. I'm gonna test your friendship with Sonic. Sonichu is one of the hidden characters you can unlock in Sonic Forces.
What is it, Sonichu?
Sonichu.
Correct. True.
It's actually false.
Oh, I know. I was going to say false.
So, as I'm sure you can tell, Chris was very excited that this video exists. That was fun to watch. A lol, I don't know what he means by that. As much as I love to have my son as a hidden character in that game, at Sega, how about that DLC? And then he hashtags James Marsden. He should probably have added James Marsden. So there's a lot of people in the comments of that IGN video like, oh god, I hope he doesn't look up Sonichu, or oh god, I hope he doesn't find that Fanta video of Chris. And yeah, it's just cool to see Chris in the mainstream again, because a lot of people don't know who he is, or only knows who he is from the periphery. So then, of course, that led to this, and I thought this was pretty funny. I just discovered this, but there is kind of a way to play as Sonichu in Sonichu Forces. There's kind of a way to play as Sonichu in Sonic Forces. Invert the colors in the Nintendo Switch, voila. Now, you're kind of zapping it up in Sonic Forces. Oh, this isn't even a screenshot. He took a picture of a screen. So if you go into color mode and you invert the colors, then you get yellow Sonic. Despite the fact that Super Sonic is just yellow Sonic, so I don't really understand what the point of that is. Now here's where things get sort of interesting. Hey y'all, I'm going to do something different tomorrow on a YouTube livestream, sort of finishing something a trio of brave souls started nearly a year ago in a reading. Stay tuned. Fresh livestream from my bedroom in less than a half hour. I believe everyone will be surprised at what I'm going to do. Off topic. Project SNT may want to be watching this as well. You're doing to her what you did to Megan. Stop. Very accurate. So I already made a video of this. Chris has a 2-hour-long live stream where he reads the ending of a fan fiction. So SNT is another, I don't know, artist, video maker, whatever you'd say. And she does drawings, and she did some drawings of the chaotic combo from Chris's nonsense Sonichu. So someone wrote a fan fiction about SNT and her author meeting Chris. They go to Quickville, they meet Chris, they meet Sonichu, etc. And about a year ago, the real SNT, whose name is, let me try to remember, Courtney, I think, she did a video where she did a reading of the first part of the fanfiction. And so now Chris does a 2-hour-long live stream where he reads the last couple chapters of the fanfiction. I shortened that to about half an hour of the more relevant details in another video I made. And now I'm going to play some of the more relevant clips. Some of the things people like talking about from this stream is that some of the chapters include the fictional version of Chris in the story doing some uncomfortable things to Courtney and SNT, and Chris decided that it would be smart to read this out loud on livestream, and even tell SNT that she should watch, which is a little creepy. But that's not really under Chris's control. What is under Chris's control is that towards the end of the livestream, while he was reading the story, because you gotta remember, Chris thinks that everything that happens in this fanfic is real, because he thinks that that is actually happening in Quickville, in C-197. So Chris says, oh, this fanfiction is only partially accurate. So what he does is he uses his goddess powers to stop time. He then merges himself into the other dimension mid-story, pauses time, talks to the version of himself who is in the story, gives him advice, gives his past self advice, his other counterpart advice about how to stop being such a weird, creepy guy, and then returns to our reality, and he does this all on stream. So basically, he is reading a fanfic and then interjecting his own dialogue of himself, the him who's reading it, into the fanfic, and that's Chris for you. Also, he beat his dogs. Yeah, the dogs start barking because during the live stream, 2 people ordered pizzas to his house. And Chris goes off camera and we hear his dogs whimpering, and we don't know for certain, so don't sue me. We don't know that Chris did anything to his dogs, but they definitely are very uncomfortable in his house.
Wait, Chris, I don't think you should be doing this. Please let go. Help me! Chapter 8. Sexual Speedway Zone. Alright. Courtney was still locked onto Chris's arm as they made it into an amusement park in Quickfield. The destination Chris had chosen for them was the Tunnel of Love. How neurotypical, mythical. Yeah. Chris finally let go of Courtney as the swan boat arrived on shore. Please, Chris, this is nice and all, but you know I need to be somewhere right now. Not like me, read myself in this way. Here, boy, come here. Come here, baby. Come here, Mr. Man. Come on, let's make this a cat video. Come on. Here it is, now it's a cat video. Here's baby. And now he wanders off. There. There he is. Here he is. Hello. You're just a silly little man, aren't you? Yes, you are. Okay, you don't want to see that. Okay, now this is a cat video. It just became a cat video. So... down! He almost knocked off the camera. He would have made a mess. Alright, down, boy. Leave the cable alone. Leave that alone. Leave that alone. Okay, I hate to do this. He's on the corner of the bed. He's not getting off, but at least he's not messing with the cable anymore. I'm gonna take cat. Defend their territory. There you go. That's how you can control a cat. You could just... Get off the bed! I don't want to mess with the cables anymore. It makes me nervous. Yeah, okay. I know what you mean. So here's the deal. It's somewhere in the dark. I thought I heard the dog bark. Excuse me. Shut up! What? Oh, fuck. I'll see what that sounds like.
So that's great. Yeah, I just love that these dogs are still able to be under Chris's care. More positive note. Let's go to Chris stalking some celebrities. Happy birthday, Tara Strong. Your day is better than mine right now. Enjoy your day. This cold virus hit me a bit more, but at least it's not as much in my throat now. Hola, nasal blockage. What? And then this is a sick Twilight Sparkle, I guess. She's voiced by Tara Strong. Yes, even deities can get sick. I hope you feel better soon, Chris. See, that is a double meaning, because he's both sick and also sick in the head. Happy Valentine's Day, y'all. That's how late I'm making this video. Whoops. To all with at least one other, because he's in a polyamorous relationship, right? So at least one other, you know. Enjoy each other. To all who are alone, go out and simply enjoy yourself. And to all basement-dwelling online hater types of trolls, maybe go rant about Garbage Pail Kids to yourselves offline. Krakow. Oddly specific. Zapping it up with the Sonic movie. Oh right, that came out Valentine's Day. This movie is really good, much better than one would perceive it. The character development, story, and other details are worth the watch and enjoyment. You all gotta go fast to see the Sonic movie this weekend. It's kind of scary to me how he words his tweet kind of like an advertisement. Like some sort of promoted tweet. Because there's this thing, totally off topic. They did this study or something where kids under a certain age can't tell the difference between content and advertisements. That's why if you're watching a kids channel like Cartoon Network or Nickelodeon or Disney, they always have to have that message that's like, we'll be back after these messages. Because that's a government, at least in the United States, that's a government-mandated thing to make sure that the child watching knows that they're about to watch a commercial and not the TV show. So Chris, being both a not smart person and also having the mind of a child, probably doesn't understand the difference between someone just like actually writing their opinion about how good a movie is, like, oh, I like the character development, the story, whatever, and then promoted tweets or advertisements that he might watch. He might not be able to comprehend that those are two different things and that normal people can tell them apart, and that he seems like, if I didn't know Chris, I would think this was coming off as very impersonal, like this was a corporate written tweet. We know that's not the case, because we know Chris. So I think the more likely outcome is that he just doesn't really know how to communicate himself. Also, much better than one would perceive it. Perceive is not the right word there. Oh, and he's going to talk about the flaws now. Meow. Only 2 flaws. They kept the child in the bag not joke. Cringe for less than a minute. And they left out the 9 million steps line. Other than that, simply delightful and awesome. Also, meow. I thought the child in the bag joke was actually funny. But Chris probably doesn't like it because he got, like, held down and might be claustrophobic or whatever. I'm not sure what his actual issue with that scene is, but I thought that was one of the better moments in the movie. When are they going to make a Sonic 2 movie? As soon as they personally get me involved in the project. Hashtag US Mail Sonic 2 headquarters. Friendly reminder to the actual peoples behind the scenes at Nintendo, at Sega, and so forth. You should probably at the people who actually made the movie and not Sega. Anyway, so this person made whatever this is, and they're holding up to a Sonic poster, and Chris says, mismatch name and picture on gas hat. Either correct the name or the image on the gas hat, please. Once again, Chris has decided that the best course of action, upon being given fan art or a fan project in general, is to critique it and tell them to redo it. He never learns. He just literally never learns. It should be CPU form Christian Sonic 2. Oh my god. It's the worst. It's honestly the worst. So this is Courtney, this is Project SNT. Please just be nice to her. I don't know anything about her, but she does not deserve all this Christian stuff happening to her. Hello Twitter, I'm back. Go see the Sonic movie as soon as you can. It's a lot of fun. It is really good. Also, wore the Sonic 2 and Rose 2 shirt to the movie. Hands up anyone else who wore this shirt and is going to see the Sonic movie on Valentine's Day 2020. Let's see the picture. That's just, like, if I saw Chris in my movie theater, you gotta remember, I work in a movie theater. If I saw someone like Chris coming into my movie, wearing that shirt and that medallion, I might preemptively try to do something, because we're supposed to do bag checks whenever we see someone suspicious, and we're supposed to. There's a whole bunch of guest-oriented stuff that we do to make sure everyone has a good time, and we all know how Chris reportedly smells, and that would probably just be a very uncomfortable situation for everybody. So I feel very sorry for the movie theater workers who had to deal with Chris on the Sonic Day. Just so you guys know, when I'm going through Chris's Twitter, I go to the bottom and I scroll up. And whenever I see a thread, I have to go to the top of the thread to start reading it. And occasionally I'll skim it to try to find where the top of the thread is. And just now, skimming through, I just read the phrase sexually active. And so that's how I know that whatever this thread's going to be about, it's going to be great. I'm going to love having to read through all this. That's just great. Alright, so we get a tweet is unavailable. No idea who said this, no idea what he used to say. But we got Chris answering it. I can top that easy. In my youth, I would run to wake up my mom and dad on some mornings. My dad slept with only a t-shirt on, no shorts or briefs at all. I saw his penis. Lovely. It grossed me out, left me quite drama, hearing sex or seeing their privates at a young age, the question being, which is worse to you at a young age? Wow. I don't know if we had that information previously, but I don't know, I think that's funny. This person said not helping. I'm assuming this is the original person, and they probably said something like, oh, I'm traumatized from all this stuff happening to me as a child, and now Chris is like, being weird. What? I'm just telling the truth. I hear and see worse blank from you haters. At this point, I'd rather look back in that memory than PTSD all over y'all's hate-filled content, Krakow. Okay. Can one of you please tell me what Krakow means? Because I do not know. It's been in Chris's tweets since I started doing this. And I am not sure what it's a reference to, because Chris is a little older than me. And by a little older than me, I mean like 16 years older than me. If this is some Transformers reference or something, I would like to know, because I am at a loss. Anyway, Chris decides that insulting this person's PTSD is not the end of it, and he should continue. So he says, I have more to vent about in addition to the hater responses, and I am likely going to get more Chris stop assumptions and or more mislabels from a lot of y'alls, but I have lots to tell you all off about. Mainly, if you all never wanted me to be like this, then y'all should have never ever tried to dupe me into totally revealing myself right into your freaking faces. Chris, you gotta remember that the people on Twitter right now are not the same as the 5 or 6 trolls back in the day who made you do your information overload on an Encyclopedia Dramatica. Go ahead, put up a Kimmy, cake fart, or whatever offensive gif you want in the comments. It only proves my point. I have suffered over the years from not only the torment of my past loneliness and feeling lost and naive, but also from the freaking stunts you hating lot blackmailed, conned, and duped me into personally video recording. Remember that video where Chris had sex with Magic-chan and he humped the air? And then he uploaded that himself online? And that was not a con or a dupe or anything, he just did that himself? Remember when Chris did a live stream, last week, and he made an idiot of himself by abusing his animals online and reading a fanfic where he himself rapes someone else, or at least attempts to. And he also kisses Magic-chan and Crizel on stream when they don't exist, and it makes him look insane. This isn't all people duping and conning Chris. This is Chris being naive. This is Chris being dumb and not understanding how the internet works, because the internet is a very dangerous place. Hating Lot blackmailed, conned, and duped me into personally video recording, and even the NSFW drawings, period. So, okay, let's talk about the NSF drawings. So, Chris, in order to prove he was straight, released the drawing of him and Megan. And then when people thought that Megan was Crystal, who's his sister from the Sanchu comics, he came out and said, no, it's Megan, which cost him his friendship with Megan. But yeah, definitely, that was him being blackmailed, conned, and duped, was just him not wanting to be called gay. And actually dare I mention the lost second medallion and its fate? Yeah, that was pretty bad. They made him shove it up his booty. Suffice to say, that, and all the context before it, was very painful to me. Out of everything from 2007 to 2018, counting Idea Guy and Boyd, I have needlessly suffered from y'all's playwriting and fanfictioning me over the time and then some. Too many of you all went ahead and tried to porn star me into further shame and defamation. For the lols. I know this from having seen and heard the post-phone call footage from the likes of Liquid Chris, Clyde Cash, and the rest of the nefarious lot. And another thing, yes, I will admit I was self-sexually active. What? What is self-sexually active? That just means that he was like, oh my god, self-sexually active. That's a new criticism. He says, was. You all turned me off sex long before I even thought of coming out as trans in 2014. I'm going to say it now. I hated sex for years because of you lot. Didn't he get a prostitute? Or didn't he at least say he got a prostitute? The only ones who were able to put it back into anything positive, after Idea Guy was long gone, were my loves, who I'm very happily married to. And I absolutely refuse to do anything NSFW in recorded actions and drawings. Period. There's a video of you and Magic-chan. This is wrong. I asked you lot of the past 13 years or so, were all those nosebleed tissue wasting, essence losing lols moments truly worth it now? The loss of any sex drive and PTSD creating suffering in one individual worse than any porn star ever having to suffer for your giggles and jack? I don't know what he's trying to say. So he's saying, oh, was it worth it for the jokes for you to cost Chris his sex drive to make him suffer from PTSD? But I don't know what he means by worse than any porn star ever having to suffer for your giggles. I don't get that part. And with all that, and then some, I feel I have every right to speak as I will, especially in being supportive for others who have suffered, regardless of age and situation or whatever context. I have created, and I was created infinite times more. I literally am the OC of OCs. So he goes from, yeah, I've been abused and you guys are mean, to, I am God. And as I have said, the bigger battles are coming very soon. Yeah, they gotta beat Jacoba. Go ahead, say I'm delusional. Because I am not. You should have a look at my well-kept magic and healing stone collection, and my mentally and calmness expressed as much as possible while I read the second half of SNT vs. Sonichu. I meditated and drank water on the rocks. Water on the rocks! Okay, so earlier when Chris was doing this live stream, so he has this water bottle, and inside is an amethyst crystal. And apparently he paid $80 for this water bottle. And Chris will pour water out of like a Poland spraying bottle into his bottle with the rock in it, thinking that that purifies it, and then he'll drink the purified water to help him meditate. So he's wasting time and spending money on this nonsense. And he thinks, I meditated, he drank water on the rocks. So obviously on the rocks refers to a drink that's put over ice, but he's using it to mean he literally put it in a container that has a rock in it. I'm done. I would be done if... I wish I could be done. I have always been very much grounded. And there's this metal ring around my microphone that I unscrew. I gotta unscrew it to use it, but then when I put it away, I have to screw it back on. And so I usually just like have it in my hands and I'm playing around with it like it's a coin when I'm recording stuff. And that just made me drop it on the ground twice. I'm sorry. I have always been very much grounded, so everything I have experienced and seen in and from C-197 and other dimensions are very much real and true, as well as the things I have seen and foreseen with Magichan and everyone else. You hater lot are going down in all of the coming and pending events taking place, and have been going on, and so forth. Again, was my suffering worth your lols? I will help in being a savior with the other deities and general populations, regardless, because I still genuinely care for the good individuals that make up the majority of these 2 Earths. That was a lot. I have several questions. Whew. See, this is why Chris Chan lore is hard to get into. It takes a while. Because, you like, imagine reading, someone's like, oh yeah, this Chris guy is insane, and you read that thread and you have no idea what's going on. That's why, like, I consider myself to still be learning. I'm definitely still learning. So this is, I'm Chris Chan Sonichu. I gotta remind y'all to buy Twilight Sparkle's Secret Ship Fic folder, cards, and deck from online store. Best gift to give yourselves on February 24th. That's his birthday. Zap it up. At BabsCon, #vendors should stock up and sell as well. Order now to guarantee early delivery. Why would vendors at BabsCon pay full price to order the cards from your website to then have to sell for more money at a convention when the people who are buying them at the convention could just buy them from your website? You have to give these people deals, Chris. You have to contact the vendors and ask them to hold your supply. Feliz Dia de Christian Sonichu y cumpleaños por todos. So it's happy Christian Sonichu and happy birthday today. Happy birthday to all February 24ths and me. Yay. See, like, it's one thing for people to be wishing Chris a happy birthday on his birthday, because that's just, like, you know, it's kind. It's a normal thing to do. It's another thing for people to wish him a happy Sonichu day, because that's just feeding into his delusions more. Yeah, happy Christian Love Day. Well, here's a twist. My Fitbit Alta HR seems to have died. I checked the app. It's not finding the device, and taking it off, even the green lights underneath aren't lighting up. Gah. So this is his Fitbit, and it looks like he glued a crystal to it. He glued 2 crystals to it. Oh my god. Problem solved. Just got back home and plugged it in. It was lowest batteries. What? What? Wait. Check the app. The green lights underneath aren't lighting. So he just said, oh no, my Fitbit isn't working. And he solved this problem by plugging it in and charging it. Unless I'm missing something, that might be one of the dumbest things I've ever read. Planned obsolescence might be the reason. How long have you had it? 2 to 3 years. Bought it at the Sam's Club. Bought at the time of the idea, guys. BS. Wow. Yeah, look at this guy. Charge it. Yeah, yes. That is actually what worked. Okay, so whatever, this tweet's unavailable, but judging by the context, it's probably about the Mewtwo Strikes Back Evolution, the Netflix movie, which is a 3D modeled, whatever, CGI remake of the first Pokemon movie. So Chris says, my loves and I, his loves including his husband Mewtwo, just watched the new movie. It is an improvement on the original of the events from over 2 decades ago. There's a lovely track in the credits, and a post-credits scene. No, the movie is garbage. The first Pokemon movie is a masterpiece. This movie, not good. Ungood. New topic. Hey everyone, I finally played my first session of D&D. This is the first time he's played D&D? After all that nonsense with his character sheet from like a month ago? With some new local friends, whose names shall remain anonymous for their individual safety. They are good people. The story was from a past advanced D&D adventure, and I started as myself, fitting the role for starters, as an NPC ranger. So Chris is role-playing in D&D as himself, as Chris Chan. Great. Okay, so he's obviously playing as Chris Chan Sonichu and giving himself all of his powers and stuff. What would actually be funny is for someone to do a D&D campaign where they role-played as the real Chris Chan, as in, like, a delusional bard who, like, creates these Sonichu stories. That would be funny. He's a ranger who is now in the foreground and playable under my care, as I am a cleric and ranger. And I will have my character sheet merged with his standing one with the help of the DM, the starting one with the help of the DM. I had a very good time with the colorful group of players, and I look forward to playing with them in the next game. It is too good to make it It is good to make some new friends, and to be kind as one as well. Sorry, the end games. You've had your chance to do me this favor. This is funny. I wonder who his new friends are. I feel bad for him. Apple Coca-Cola coming in November's premium snap box. That's interesting. I just received my November Tokyo Treat box. It got delayed by customs. They removed the takoyaki. I'm not going to say that. I labeled it a meat pork product. Anyway, I enjoyed the bottle of Coca-Cola Apple. It is super yummy. I wish this was a permanent available flavor worldwide. In the last tweet, Chris wrote color with a U, and now he's writing flavor with a U, and I have no idea where that comes from. I need money because I can't afford necessities. Proceeds to buy streaming services, monthly tree boxes, and passes hotels for con across the country. Amazing. Okay, so Sonic Rebuilt. This is from the guys who did Shrek Retold. So they took the 1999 Sonic movie, and they just had, I think it's like every 10 seconds they'll have a new artist take over. And Chris Chan did some stuff for Shrek Retold, so I'm assuming he did some stuff in Sonic Rebuilt. So Sonic Rebuilt is online. Watch it for a lovely bunch of art and bonuses. So it looks like he did this. He didn't bother to get rid of this before he did a screenshot, and that's great. Here's an extra that didn't make into the final cut that I drew as a bonus for all to see. Also tag them. That's the guys who make that movie. There is a pun in this. What? A Sonic coup? I don't get it. Oh my god. The guy who made the movie. It's framed on my wall. Oh my god. I mean, I'd frame it if I got an original Chris Chan drawing. Doesn't mean it's not terrible. And that's it. We've caught up. Yeah, so Chris has mysterious new Dungeons & Dragons friends. He just read a fanfiction about him doing inappropriate things with SNT. He still thinks that he can contact himself from the other side in C197. And as far as I can tell, Jacob is still gone. Jacob's been DMing me on my Twitter account and saying all these horrible things. But he's not going after Chris anymore. It's sort of nice to see that things have slowed down, and by slowed down, I mean that Chris's next court date is approaching, and he still needs to, pay his debts and his mother's debts and, have their house for a while, because the homelessness saga is going to approach very soon. Stay here on my channel, GiBi, for more updates on Chris, the weekly update that I hope will continue to be a weekly update, because for the last couple weeks, it has not been. That's mostly thanks to my job. My last couple videos on Chris were actually demonetized, and I don't care about the money, but that means that they don't get recommended to new viewers, and they don't get sent out to all of my subscribers, so their views are a lot less than they normally are, and that sucks for channel growth. So I don't really know what to do about that. I just hope that you guys, like, subscribe, leave comments, all that kind of stuff apparently helps, and I just hope that I can continue to do this, because it is a lot of fun, and I just want to be able to look back one day and be like, yeah, I wasted my life on this. That's something I'm very proud of.